Yes, hello and good evening to all. Now I am audible, Shamzeer. I have not speak till yet. I have just written. Is my voice audible to you now, Shamzeer and Qazi? Yes, good evening, Mr. Ramakrishnan. We are about to start. I am waiting for others to join, then we can start. So let others join very quickly, then we can start. So I think yes, now we can start the class. So in the last two classes we have been seeing spirituality and management. So what I'm doing in the last two classes is I have a very good video on by Shri Ravi Shankar ji on project management and spirituality. So lot of managers and technocrats or corporate house people who are sitting in the seminar have asked many questions to Shri Ravi Shankar ji on different aspects of management or different challenges which we face in the corporate industry. So it's a live session. So what I can do is I can play the video from where I have stopped in the last class. There are many new faces in the class today, many new people I see in the classes today. So for all those people, just for your information, what I have done in last classes is I have shared that particular video, and then if you have any questions or any constraints regarding to any challenges you face in the working environment or in your offices, so we can have a discussion on that. So you are free to ask any questions related to any issues which you face in your industry, whether you are from IT industry or from any other industry, you are associated with some government organization or you are associated with some corporate office. So you are feel free to ask me questions related to your job aspects or the challenges which you face during the course of work at your organization. So I'll just play the video for you.
Anybody will ask? But it is so beautiful. When I thought about it, something came, the idea came of these people who have found such great mathematics, who have made astronomy, who have made India prosperous in such degree, cannot be so foolish to write such things. See, it's so beautiful. Parvati had means the dirt in her body. She took the dirt and made a sun. Parvati is Trigunatmika, Triguna. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Meditation instructors. You should go and sit with them. Was it a good meditation now? It was, no? You could meditate now? Now you could meditate, no, thoughts went away, right? So similarly, you need to learn in the very beginning for a few days, and then it becomes a habit. You have time?
Namaste, Guruji.
Yeah?
Sir, at times we do things only when we have the urgency to do it. Otherwise, we just tend to procrastinate. So how do we bring about that self-control in our life and discipline, like at all times?
Why do you want to do it all times? Tell me?
So that things go accordingly as they are planned. I mean, as you want it to be done, like in a calm manner.
Three things that would help you to keep your discipline. Number one is love. If you love something, you don't need discipline. Second, fear. If the doctor tells you if you keep eating ice cream, you will land up in the hospital, you will not touch it. Third is fear. So fear, greed and love are three things that can help you control any habit which you don't want to have it. I would prefer love than fear and greed.
Guruji?
Huh? Yeah?
I'm actually from Sri Lanka. I'm actually a Buddhist. And I'm here in the capacity of a speaker.
Yeah.
You mentioned that in your spiritual learnings, even Buddha, and it was very, good to hear that. Now, in our profession as project managers, we actually face teams of different religions, different beliefs, faiths, ethnicities, Asian, African, European. where we have to deal with a team of such diversities, using our beliefs and faiths, can you give us a little bit of advice on how we can have a team spirit built across the globe?
Yes, it's a wonderful question. That's what we keep doing. I've been doing this for last 30 years around the globe. Spirituality unites people of all faiths. Whatever is your faith, that's okay. But the common shared values of all faith is compassion, is love, sense of belongingness, and sitting together in some quietness, in meditation. Being empty does not have any quality, right? Emptiness is emptiness. All different type of feelings can be emptied, and that is spirituality. Yeah. So spirituality unites people. Humanism unites people of all faiths and cultures, race, nationality, everybody. And if you want, you can also add to it, not to keep it a very bland taste, multi-faith, multicultural events. So you create an event in which people of all different backgrounds or culture or religion can participate, can sing their songs, celebrate or dress the way they want to do. This you can do it in your workplace. Multicultural festivals. I mean, that will create more tolerance, sense of belongingness with people. We did that last year in Berlin, in Germany, the stadium from where the World War was pronounced. 75th anniversary of that stadium and 30th anniversary of Art of Living, we did it in the same place. People from all over the world were there, bringing their music, dance, and their chanting. It was so beautiful. That's how the world can become united today. See, technology had shrunk the world into a village. It is a spirituality which will make it into a family. We are one world family.
Guruji, there is an age-old argument that we have with our friends. Vegetarian and non-vegetarian food. If you can throw some light on that, we'll be very grateful.
You should, I'm not an authority on it, on the food, but you should go on Google and look for it. And there is also one, I heard there is a movie somebody has made about fork over the knife or something like that. They said it's very well made. I'm yet to see that myself.
Guruji, I have a question.
Yeah?
Here, this side, Guruji.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, the question I have is, it's coming from my kid on the same thing about Ganapati's story. The question is, if he took the head of elephant and attached it to the kid, what happened to the elephant, right? Elephant died. Second question is, if he could attach an elephant's head onto the kid, it would have been simpler to attach the head of the kid back, right? So these are two questions I couldn't answer. She was 8-year-old when she asked me. And I'd like to have an answer if you can.
Excellent. It needs a lot of deep thinking. There is as I told you, that there is a significance, meaning of it. Knowledge is represented by head. And which animal has the biggest head on the planet is elephant. To express the highest knowledge, they depicted that as part of that thing. So, these stories have much more deeper meaning, as I said. We have to go deeper into it.
Sir?
Yeah?
Sir, I would like to ask two questions, sir. I know you are a world famous person and I am an ordinary person.
Oh.
What I would
You are
like to
more
ask
lucky, you mean.
What I would like to ask you is, who are you and who I am?
Now, I would like you to keep that second question with yourself. When you go deep within who am I, if you keep asking, you will find really who you are. When you find who you really are, you will immediately find who I am also. So simple.
Would you make any statement on these issues?
Do you know one secret about politics? They are not there to solve any issues. Politics means keep issues burning and create more issues if you can. Because if there are no issues, you have nothing to talk about. So politics is not going to solve any issues. It's the people, the civil society should stand up. And of course, the law and justice system is also interfering and trying to solve many issues. It's the people should wake up to solve issues. And in politics, there is always that first party and then, first me, party, and then if anything left for the society. This is sorry state of affairs, of course.
Swamiji here.
Yeah.
I have a difficulty in managing work-life balance. In a night when an on-site my manager calls me and my wife doesn't like. So how do I really, when I am aspiring for something, even on a Saturday when I'm coming to this conference, she's telling, you're leaving me alone and then going. So how do I manage the work-life balance and still achieve success and satisfy both sides of the circle, like my family as well as my work?
You want to do it? Are you serious?
Yeah.
You want to do it? Are you serious?
At least to some extent I would like to achieve.
So tell me when you are 100% serious, then I will tell you the solution.
Guruji, here I have a question.
Yeah.
Many times in the organization, we have to do things for the good of the organization, but not. But as an individual, you feel that maybe it is not good for maybe a few people or a part of people in a certain part of the world. So you are left with a conflict, because one way the organization has to do that to increase the profit, but you also feel that there are some people who will be affected by it. So how do you deal with those conflicts? Because to be a good employee, to improve the profit, I have to do that. But as a human being, I am inflicting pain on somebody.
No, you have to weigh. Your consciousness has to weigh how much pain I inflict. Suppose you are building a dam and it is affecting a village of 5,000 people, but your dam is going to bring water to an entire state of 5 crore people. You should go for the maximum good to maximum number of people. You know, there was so much opposition for Narmada Dam because of one small village or 2-3 small villages. But how much good it has done, you know. Rajasthan, which was desert, has got water. Kutch and Gujarat areas which were drought all the time, Today there is water, plenty of water everywhere. Project like this was stalled mindlessly by people or activists for decades. But when it became success, now there is greenery everywhere there. So some projects like that, we must go ahead with that, But if there are projects which would cause health hazards, which would create problem for people, and you know it, you should stand up for it. Don't worry about a little few 100 rupees that you may get more, or a few thousand rupees you get more, but welfare of people, that should be our. It cannot be compromised at any situation. That's what I would say. If you listen to your consciousness, you would say, no, I will not do this.
I have a question here. Dr. Jayaprakash Narayan, one of my role models, says the answer to bad politics is not no politics, it's good politics. A few minutes back you said politics creates issues. So how do you react to that?
Correct. Good people should enter the politics. You all can, any of you think you are very good and you can do it. Politics should be done as a seva, as a service, rather than as a business. Work-life balance, that's the question they asked also, it's like riding a bicycle. You know when you are going to fall, right? So balance it. You know how to ride a bicycle or motorbike? Exactly same way. When you feel you are leaning towards one side more, take the other side. If you are going the other way too much, then this side somewhere. But don't fall. It's fine. One more question I'll take. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, I'm ready. I will always give. I'm ready to give advice. I'm ready to do. Yes, definitely.
Guruji.
But they should listen, no?
Guruji, meditation, yoga, exercise. 3 things we have to do. What is the sequence in the morning?
Exercise, yoga and meditation. Or first meditation, then you do yoga, then exercise.
Okay.
Either way is okay.
Thank you.
Guruji, one last question from...
Yeah.
Actually, many questions were discussed with respect to politics, but I just wanted to ask you one thing. What you will suggest so that Anna Hazare will be successful?
Right kind of people around. Right kind of people.
No, she says, is Anna Hazare the right kind of person is what her question is.
I know him last 30 years. Anna Hazare has been coming to our ashram on several times. We have discussed many issues. And in fact, I was the one in the beginning in the IAC, India Against Corruption, invited him to come to Delhi. He said, nobody knows me in Delhi. I said, Anna, don't worry, there are so many people there. Then Art of Living had completely supported the India Against Corruption, the first one. But then when it went little here and there, then we just took a little back seat.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you, everyone.
Are you all able to enjoy this video? Everybody, any questions anybody wants to ask anything? Because in the video is found that there are a lot of corporate industry people who have faces different kind of problems, whether it's a work-life balance and other stuff. So I mean, he's addressing those kind of. So these kind of sessions is basically on spirituality and management. So anybody wants to ask anything? Shamzir, Kazi, KP, Mohammed, Kelvin, Vijesh. Any questions, anybody? Is my voice audible to you, everybody?
everybody knows you as the CEO of Art of Living, as a global leader, as our guru. But I want to, ask you a few questions this time as an entrepreneur. You're someone who has started up, and that's something that everybody who's watching this program wants to do. You're someone who started an organization from thin air. And, if you allow me, just wanted to understand how this journey was and what can we learn from your incredible journey as an entrepreneur guru, and where what you took your idea to. So if I have your permission, Guruji.
Yes, it was a very eventful and very interesting journey all the way through. When I started Art of Living, I started with taking the responsibility of a school, a sinking school, which had no funds. Things are promised to kids, and then they were not fulfilled, and the children were left without any teacher or place to stay or education, nothing. So I had to take up that school, which was sick, and people wondered, how you can do this, You have never gone to anybody to ask any money. We have never done that. You have never, had any experience of running a school. Right. But then I said, no, I had to do this. Right. Then things kept falling in place all by itself. People came forward to help the school grow. And then the courses I started teaching, very first course I taught, there were 8 doctors and some engineers in Shimoga. Okay. In fact, I never intended to start a big organization. I just wanted to share what I knew.
That's what all entrepreneurs say, Guruji, but then it becomes so big that they...
Yeah. So I used to travel in villages because I had been abroad and all the places. I wanted to do something for our villages. So my passion was going to village, sleeping on the floor there at homes and talking to people, being with people and meditating and teaching them meditation.
So Guruji, if I just take back a little bit, we know your background, you're a science guy, you know everything. Why, entrepreneurs do the unusual? You started this whole concept of, or you entered this realm of spirituality. So why did you do something so unusual? You could have been a nice tech guy, earning a lot of money, traveling everywhere.
No, that was not simply, it was not my cup of tea. I was always feeling I had come to do some work and which I had to do. There was a calling to do what was needed. And unfortunately, I had seen enough wealth and fame when I was with the Maharshi's movement. So in my teens, I went, all my young age, I spent with elderly people.
Right.
And it was such a wonderful thing to be with Ma Anandmayi Ma and Maharshi Mahesh Yogi Ji and my teacher Sudhakar Chaturvedi. All their wisdom of, simplicity, broad vision was so beautiful to be with. So my younger days were all with some great poets, some great entrepreneurs, and very people dedicated for social cause. So when we started in a very small way and went to village after village. Then I wanted to create and share this with many teachers, but people said, oh, this knowledge, no, we cannot do it. We cannot teach like you. I said, why not? You can. Come on. So then I started training teachers.
Right. Awesome. So Guruji, that's exact. We all know the story of the viewers don't know. They will find out the famous story of the train and the one train going to north and one train going to the south. And that represents in entrepreneurial life one very critical decision where there is nobody to tell you what to do. There's something intuitive, something from God. Guruji, how do you make that decision? How do these people make that one critical decision that can change their life?
In Maharshi Mahesh Yogi's transcendental moment, they very much wanted me to be there. They very much wanted me to be there. And I had all comforts. I had everything I need. I had seen enough wealth.
gone around. On one hand, stick there, be in your comfort zone. Another hand, you really come out and do something which is needed, much more needed in the society, on the service aspect, social aspect, on the spiritual aspect. So I had this, either just stay where you are, be in your comfort zone. I had nothing, I didn't lack anything. I had seen everything. So either be in that comfort zone or just come out and do what is essential. Then I chose to come out.
So Guruji, all these new organizations, the big startups that have succeeded, have said that the first 5 or 7, they call them employees, or first team members, they are the people who make or break a company. The first 5, 10. Now, what did you do to get people who could understand what you were doing?
No, I did not base my thing on anybody, any people as such, or volunteers as such. I totally based it on knowledge, on the wisdom. And so there is one power that's going to take you through. Like that Rabindranath Tagore's, there is a song, Ekla Chalore, walk alone. So that Ekla Chalore was the thing that was all the time ringing. So moving with passion and dispassion together.
Right.
Total dispassion, because you don't want anything for yourself. We have seen everything. And I was so lucky to see all that someone would have aspired to see in their 20s and 30s and 40s, right in my teenage. So enough praise, adulation, or talents, all that thing I had seen. So now that the time was only for caring and contributing. And when you go with that one idea, I want nothing for myself, I just want to contribute to this world, to the society. And then the path opens up.
So Guruji, we've understood from your side, but I was telling someone that on Mondays people are always crying in organizations, on Tuesdays they are frowning. And as the week goes by, now in Art of Living everybody is smiling. Every time, whether it's Monday or Tuesday.
Monday we start with meditation, we start with puja.
So how does, I know your cause Guruji, but how do so many thousands of them, 700, 800 people in the ashram, how do they smile?
That's the power of knowledge. That's the power of spiritual knowledge. It's the spiritual knowledge that gives you centeredness. That recuperates your energy in no time, that keeps your enthusiasm, and brings the much needed passion in work and dispassion in meditation.
Nice. Right. So Guruji, now, as you started up, I'm sure a lot of people may not realize or might not even dare to ask you, but I'm sure there were failures, there were hiccups, there were problems, there were these, like good entrepreneurs, we all try many things and many of them fail. Can you share something that, was so unnerving? I know not unnerving, you are never unnerved, Guruji, but for us we get very unnerved very fast. To kind of present what happens in such moments, and it happens to everybody.
One instance would be, I was invited those days in the Vatican.
Oh, wow, okay.
By the priest training college, to teach people there. So I went and taught, but this knowledge was so powerful. Then the rector came and told me, our people are forgetting what we are teaching. They're all moving to
my God.
And you look little bit like our master. So we would request you, you personally don't come, but you train one of our people.
Oh my God, okay.
I said, okay. And trained one of their teachers. I said, okay, you continue. This one thing happened. And then there was in Italy, there was a drug addicts camp. People who are coming out of drug addiction. De-addiction center.
Yes. Rehabilitation, right?
De-addiction, rehabilitation. And when I went there, because there they were keeping those people out of fear. Our world out there is out to get you. They are bad people. So the head of that center was holding these 50, 60 people there with fear. So when I went there and I taught the people, and there was such a big transformation happening. They had tears in their eyes. They said they found a new way to look at life. And the head got so paranoid. The one who praised us and invited, in the third day he started complaining about us and said this is not a good thing because it's people are having no more fear, because they all came out and said I have no more fear. I want to lead a life which is all inclusive.
You liberated them, and the person who had captured them felt threatened.
He was so threatened. And same thing happened. There was an ashram in London. They begged me to come and stay with them. Those days I just travelled with one of my assistants.
I wish that was true now. We could catch you more easily.
So I said, okay. Then I told all my other Western friends, their people, so I'm going to stay with them in their ashram. So I said goodbye to them. So they went on holiday. So when I went and stayed there, and the third day that person got so frightened because he thought everybody is coming to me instead of whatever. So the gentleman said, no, you have to, please, I'm sorry, you have to leave now. We had only $6 in our pocket. And it was a cold winter. And my assistant was nervous. He said, what do we do now? I said, don't worry, just keep quiet. Let's relax. At that time, someone else came there, and a Punjabi gentleman said, please, I request you, would you like to come and stay in our house? Any time this week. I said, okay, I'll come today itself.
Right. Fantastic.
So I had, nature brings support to you. When your intentions are very pure, clear. And nature will, in an unimaginable way, help you to move forward.
Great. So Guruji, entrepreneurship and spirituality, we have a common problem. Now, a lot of our family members are very, very cagey. They sometimes get very nervous when a lot of, the young boys and girls say, okay, we're going to start up. We're not going to do. Statistically now, almost 4 or 5 people out of 10 in IIM, IIT want to start up. And I know a lot of people.
You should do that. When we first started our prison program in America, in Boston, they just gave us a 10 by 6 small cell, 10 by 15 maybe, small cell, with 8 people sitting there. Very small window, a dusty place to do our Sudarshan Kriya. Because those days, 30 years ago, there was so much prejudice against India. And it had happened that many people from India, they simply exploited people. And so there was a lot of prejudice against India. What would someone from India come and teach us? They have nothing, sort of attitude. But when we first started the course, and that became a breakthrough in the life of those prisoners, then the prison authority said, we have seen a miracle in these people's life. So then they gave the next one. Then they allowed. Then they even gave us a grant to teach 3,000 people somewhere else. So wherever there is sincerity and talents, people do recognize them. It may take some time. We simply have to have patience and hold on to our passion.
Right. Guruji, that's exactly the problem that we have today. This patience and time. Everybody wants to grow a rose garden in one day. And you talked about 30 years. So perseverance. A lot of young people think starting up is instant money. Facebook guy started up, in 3 years he became very rich. Instagram started up. Nobody realizes the value of time and effort. So what is your advice, Guruji, to these young startup who think that, in 5 years if they did not do anything, they should
not be feverish about it. See, when we are too feverish about success, what happens? We take to wrong means, wrong methods. It's not difficult to climb the ladder. By hook or crook, you can climb the ladder. But remember, you will fall that fast also. You'll come down even faster than when you have climbed. Right. That's why it's absolutely essential to be patient. Right. And you sow a seed and let it grow. Nice. Right. And this is where all that you need, that inner strength you need. You have to look in. Right. Right. And every moment you have to look in, every step you are taking, am I doing the right thing or not? Is it beneficial for others or not? Sure. And if we simply sit and keep thinking about ourselves, what about me, what about me, what about me, it drains your energy. That's when you miss out on ideas, getting new ideas. Right. You miss out on a lot of opportunity because you are self-centered, self-centric. Right. But if your goal is clear, your aim is clear, and you have the patience to move in that direction, right, nature will support you.
Great, Guruji. Guruji, on the power of intuition, a lot of us who are trying new businesses have never done that. Nobody has done that before. No one has got a way to say, this is the way it's done. And very often, entrepreneurs express it like gut feel. How do we cultivate intuition, Guruji? How do we make it a science? How do we draw on intuition?
That's what is all about spirituality. Spirituality is that taking that inner rest, a restful alertness of mind causes that. So meditation, very important. And seeing life from a broader context. Then you will not be so feverish about doing something. You will let things unfold. You cannot force a flower to blossom. You should simply let it be there. It will start blossoming. So same with, and here again, let it be means it's not inaction. Okay, let things happen the way it happened. People take it to the other extreme. Yes. Either they are so complacent, they don't do anything, yes, or they are too feverish. You need that middle path.
Gurudev, a lot of us, when we start getting into the depth of our business, and 99% of the time it's very hard. Success doesn't come at all, and especially for startups. And then we start comparing ourselves. Oh, I wish I was like that guy. Oh, I wish I had that funding. And a bit of jealousy creeps in. So comparing yourself and jealousy then begins to dominate a lot of our minds. And it becomes very closely...
it's because simply you don't recognize your uniqueness. Wow. Yes. In this creation, everyone is unique. No two thumbprints match. Nature has made us like that. Nature has made us very unique. If we recognize and we honor our uniqueness, there is no jealousy, there is no competition. And when you are here only to contribute, right, then how can there be more jealousy? Jealousy is there when you want to possess things. And here, this is here the spiritual knowledge becomes so relevant. It helps you to overcome all these negative tendencies, number one. Second, it improves your intuitive ability, innovative ability. And then communication. It improves one's communication.
Yes, absolutely.
And this is what is, in quote unquote, in the modern entrepreneur language. Innovation, yes, intuition, and, sustenance.
Yes, yes. Guruji, now let's, little bit on the whole art of living. One question that I get a lot, I read a lot, and I also do my own analysis, the business model. Now, if I wrote a blog once that if Guruji were to price everything he gave at market price, you would be a Fortune 500 company. We'd be on the top of the list and be competing. Guruji, it's almost free. Everything we get is for free. So how do you create this unbelievable business model of giving away the most wealthiest things for free and still making this organization run?
Because I don't know marketing. I never thought about it. I don't know. Simply, I don't know. In fact, I say we are very bad in marketing. Because we have done some of the biggest mega events.
Yes.
We have done 1,100 people playing sitar on one stage, which was never done before.
Correct.
And we have done 30 pianos playing in one stage, 330 bagpiper. We have about 10 different cultural programs, which are all in Guinness book.
Yes.
But we have not we don't know how to market them. Not many people even know about it.
Yes.
So, we have not made any effort in that. So, that could maybe our weakness. But the way the art of living has grown by word of mouth, mainly through word of mouth, and the product speaks for itself.
That just the product point, Guruji. I'm so happy you brought it up. Now, I make apps. A lot of people in the entrepreneur market now look at the world market, right? We just make an app, but we are not supposed to restrict it to India. You have made a product, which of course is very popular in India, but it's equally popular everywhere. I read a book recently, I read an article where someone said that she was sitting in New Zealand airport, and it was a very quiet airport, and suddenly someone saw her reading a book which had your face on it. And he said, "Oh, so you're from Art of Living." And this was in New Zealand. How do you make a global product so fast and so popular?
Everybody is breathing. And everybody want to be happy.
Incredible. So look at what
everyone wants to be in love, wants to be happy, wants to be peaceful, and they all breathe. And we just teach them how they can put all these things that they already have in them. I still feel it has not become as popular as a cell phone.
It has not yet, Guruji.
Not yet as popular as cell phone. See, cell phone is very useful because it helps in communication. In the same way, meditation is even more useful because it helps your communication with yourself and with the universe as such. So, this is also a great communication device.
Fantastic.
And there is a long way to go to that.
Right. Guruji, on failing, a lot of us, especially in India, are from the very childhood are taught not to fail. Our parents keep drilling us to do maximum, and entrepreneurs become very, very defensive.
I know you asked me this question earlier also, and I tell you, one of the failure thing was when I tried to stop this war in Sri Lanka. I made effort to reach out to LTT and Prabhakaran. I flew all the way there and spoke to some of the people. Your just military power is not going to help you out.
Yes.
Try to bring sense into their mind. Right. And then on the other side, I also spoke to the president of Sri Lanka and asked him, So, though I tried a lot, we went there several times, and one of our Swamis was working there. Today we have 2 orphanages in Sri Lanka. Somehow the prejudice against someone wearing this dress or how we look, how we are, or saying, oh, this is a Hindu or a religious side, this has had its toll on this sort of, I would say,
effort.
For our effort to be 100% successful. Same way we tried to our Iraq also. Yes. We tried to bring peace when Saddam Hussein was still alive.
Wow. Okay.
Tried to bring sense into them. But there was no backing for us from the government side also. Right. If we had, I always felt that if we had a little backing from the government, we could have done a lot more peace work. Just all that we needed was a simple recognition from our government. Okay, this NGO is doing peace work, and let's involve them. This is what is called, one is hard power, another is soft power. Yes. This is a soft power which our country failed to utilize. In fact, they did contrary. They tried to stop whatever we could do, so that we don't get the credit for that. That was so unfortunate. This is what we need to drill into our mindset of our bureaucrats and our politicians. They should utilize India's soft power to bridge people, to bring peace in the world, to resolve conflict. We could offer a lot to the world. Right. And that's a great failure on the part of our society. once in one of the South American country. They gave me the highest honor of the country. And our ambassador refused to come to the function. He says, this is a religious function. I mean, this is a religious person. We cannot come. This has happened a couple of times. Once in Brazil also, they had a program long ago. An Indian ambassador was invited. They had to put the flag, India's flag, because I'm from India. And Indian flag, if you have to put there, the ambassador has to be there. And he gave some lame excuse and he escaped from coming. But then the government of that country broke the protocol and he said they put the flag. I said, I would like to have the Indian flag there. Though I feel I belong to every part of the world, but still I said I would like the Indian flag to be there. So there is prejudice in home here, in our own place. And there was prejudice outside. I think it's thinning down now. The people are becoming much more intelligent. And the information era has helped a lot. Helped a lot. So, in 30 years ago, how difficult it was, it's not the same thing. Those days, yoga or meditation means it is something people who are not normal would do. Today, in big companies, for relaxation, they put people in meditation.
Good. Just a couple of more questions, Guruji. Now, this whole problem of competition, everybody is just getting throttled, and it's becomes so severe. Sometimes you just feel like giving up. And I mean, even in spirituality, Guruji, there are these competitive wars that we see. Of course, not us, but we see them on the other side. How does one keep himself sane?
How to deal with competition?
Yeah, how do you keep yourself sane, Guruji, in this kind of competitive behavior?
First thing is competition in a business scenario. It can keep you alert. Help you to be more innovative too. Number two. Alertness and innovation. Both these things it can bring into your life. So you should see the positive aspect of competitions. Every competitor can inspire you more. And if you take it that way, you will be at ease. And it will not dampen your enthusiasm. Or else you will burn in jealousy and depression, and you do all things which are unethical. And it's going to make you miserable. So one thing we must make it sure, that nobody should take away my happiness. My state of peace. If you go with this one principle, no one can take away my enthusiasm. No one can disturb my peace. If you have this one, anchor within you, you will see everything falls in place. Okay?
Guruji, Seva, Satsang, Sadhana, we know. That's our formula you have given us for spiritual success. Any formula for the entrepreneurs to succeed out there?
I think they should keep their mind open. And don't be too anxious about success. I had a program long ago. An Indian ambassador was invited. They had to put the flag, India's flag, because I'm from India. And Indian flag, if you have to put there, the ambassador has to be there. And he gave some lame excuse and he escaped from coming. But then the government of that country broke the protocol and he said they put the flag. I said, I would like to have the Indian flag there. Though I feel I belong to every part of the world, but still I said I would like the Indian flag to be there. So there is prejudice in home here, in our own place. And there was prejudice outside. I think it's thinning down now. The people are becoming much more intelligent. And the information era has helped a lot. Helped a lot. So, in 30 years ago, how difficult it was, it's not the same thing. those days, yoga or meditation means it is something people who are not normal would do. Today, in big companies, for relaxation, they put people in meditation.
Good. Just a couple of more questions, Guruji. Now, this whole problem of competition, everybody is just getting throttled, and it's becomes so severe. Sometimes you just feel like giving up. And I mean, even in spirituality, Guruji, there are these competitive wars that we see. Of course, not us, but we see them on the other side. How does one keep himself
How
sane?
to deal with competition?
Yeah, how do you keep yourself sane, Guruji, in this kind of competitive behavior?
First thing is competition in a business scenario, it can keep you alert. Help you to be more innovative too. Number two. Alertness and innovation. Both these things it can bring into your life. So you should see the positive aspect of competitions.
Got it.
Every competitor can inspire you more.
Yes.
And if you take it that way, you will be at ease.
Okay.
And it will not dampen your enthusiasm. Or else you will burn in jealousy and depression, and you do all things which are unethical.
Right.
And it's going to make you miserable. So one thing we must make it sure, that nobody should take away my happiness. My state of peace. If you go with this one principle, no one can take away my enthusiasm. No one can disturb my peace. If you have this one, anchor within you, you will see everything falls in place. Okay?
Guruji, Seva, Satsang, Sadhana, we know. That's our formula you have given us for spiritual success. Any formula for the entrepreneurs to succeed out there?
I think they should keep their mind open.
Right.
And don't be too anxious about success. Know if you are putting your 100% effort, and you are open-minded.
Yes.
And you are, open to new ideas. Not get stuck in some old idea and say only this will work. You never know what will work in the planet. If you go with this acceptance, I feel things would get better, and definitely people should meditate.
Nice. Right.
Twice a day, not twice, at least once a day.
Twice a day.
Twice a day is must. I would rather recommend even thrice, because during meals time, everyone should meditate with their whole group.
Okay. Right.
Meals and meditation.
Okay.
If they do together in companies, you'll find the whole atmosphere becomes more humane. And when there is humane, I think you cannot do.
Great. Guruji, thank you so much. You teach us art of living, but you have taught us the art of winning today. Right? Thank you, Guruji. Thank you. Guruji, everybody knows you as the CEO of Art of Living, as a global leader, as our guru. But I want to, ask you a few questions this time as an entrepreneur. You're someone who has started up, and that's something that everybody who's watching this program wants to do. You're someone who started an organization from thin air. And, if you allow
So do you all enjoy this video? Everybody in the class? You all enjoy this? Everybody in the class? So I think most of your queries have been addressed in these videos. Shamzeer, are you there? Shamzeer Mohammed, are you there? Kelvin, you are asking for link. I'll just share that link with you. Just a second, Kelvin. I'm sharing that link with you. There is no need to get onto the email ID. I have just pasted it on the chat box. I have pasted that link on the chat box. You can get it from there. Okay. So thank you all for your time. Hope you people have enjoyed today's class. Hope this class have answered many of your questions or doubts which you have, or what are the challenges which you face in the organizations. So just we'll be meeting in the next class tomorrow. So up till then, take care. Bye bye. And just do give your feedbacks after the class. Thank you all.